Greetings, everyone. Thank you once again for welcoming us into your space time. I know we've met before because we recently launched our maiden video, our intro video. The land on which I'm standing belongs to the proposed University for Quantum Mechanics Research and then Ideological Technology. We also said that it shall be proposed again a Pan-African Research University for Quantum Mechanics and Ideological Technology. We are for the digital science, where East and West come together. In our previous video, we promised to expand our various faculties. We said that we have 7 faculties so far. And then we also promised that we're going to explain or expand, or if you like, expatiate on these faculties. But it is not worthy to announce that our channel is currently, it is from now onwards, the new paradigm shift. That is how these streaming will be identified with, where we discuss consciousness, gravity, and then life cycles. We said a new paradigm shift because we also touched on that in our intro video, because of the precession of the equinoxes and then what it has brought humanity. Astronomers and astrologers will perhaps bear with me that the Earth travels celestially, periodically. And then at the end of each celestial movement, now the Earth becomes positioned to be neutral and therefore choose new or add on new dimensions. This is quantum language, of course, and there is no other way I can explain this. Me and my council members deem it fit to announce this great news of the new paradigm shift, which is as a result of the an astronomical harmonic or cosmic, if you like, harmonic convergence around 1987. Yes. And then these culminated into 2012, which had been predicted by the Mayans. Those of us who are familiar with the Mayan civilization, they predicted. And, for us to even to support it with this little information, also a bit controversial anyway, there is the anxiety for a war that was named Armageddon. Yes, in scriptures. That war shall not happen again because of the quantum shift. And that is it. Whether you believe it or not, that is it. The old paradigm shift has given birth to yet a new paradigm shift, and which is as a result of the explanations I have given. So that is where we are. Those of us who are confident and decide to also shift our paradigm thoughts shall begin to realize the reality of it. And those of us whose feet we even wash, those of us who also push it away, will continue in the old. But I can promise from quantum data that no matter how one holds on to the old energy, they can come so far. It doesn't last because the new paradigm does not support the old. It has been said in your scriptures and our scriptures that whoever puts new wine in an old vessel, who does that? So that is what we are talking about. So it's time for a paradigm shift, and then everybody has benefited from this according to the cosmic dynamics. Everybody, every human being alive today has benefited from this quantum shift. And then people may realize it, others may not. It doesn't matter. It is still a process. So, but some machines also will begin to pick, will not be able to pick signals well. Some very delicate machines may begin to have problems in operational challenges. All are due to the paradigm shift. So that is why we are here. That is why we exist as the research university. We are only researching. We don't have it all. We are also going down quantum by our quantum calibrated mathematics. That is what we do. And we've been here before and we are just graduating. As we go, we will explain all those ones. But whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not, there is a new paradigm shift, and everybody is welcome to hop on. So let's go back to our faculties. Our first faculty. Before I go on, there is an initial faculty for understanding. Understanding. Yes, everybody, every prospective student, affiliate, partner, or associate of this university must go through our faculty of understanding. And this is the reason. Understanding holds every system. The perfection of every system lies here, understanding. So that all the parts of that within that system can coordinate perfectly. That is the reason why our prospective entrance into our school will humbly be asked to go through. In fact, it's part of our design. By the time one comes out of this faculty, they will decide, oh, I thought I was going here, but I think I should do this. That is what may happen. We can predict that. So you finish with us this way, and then we make a choice. But the first faculty is the one for religion and societal structuring. The faculty for religion and societal structuring. The reason we calibrated, if you like, this faculty and the premise on which it stands is this. Religion is either man or God looking for one another. Man looking for God and God looking for man. So, religion is the concept so far that has been able to do so well for giving free will to every religious belief to operate independently. I mean, religion is so beautiful with all its, multifaceted denominations and religious thoughts here and there. Religion still stands, albeit sometimes there are few frictions here and there, which is also conceptually allowed. So we will look at religion as the hub for human development, because from human development, society, the concept of society comes in. And therefore, if religion captures her own part of the new shift, in fact, the planet will cool down in terms of antagonisms and belligerences and here and there. So, religion tends to have all these particulate thoughts. Yes, religion. And although, like I said, the capsule wobbles from time to time, yet it has been able to hold this. If we are able to deal with this, then we shall go to the second faculty, which is education and science. Education and science. What do scientists do? Primarily, they look into existence. The scientists attempt to look into what is, and then when they find it, they name it. Isn't that what science does? Yes. But where does creation come from? Religion will tell you. So, if religion does the work well, let me say, this is an alternative thought, actually. If religion does her work well, then society is, carefully structured, then the type of education, because religion and societal structure will inform what models that education must undertake. Because now religion knows man, and religion knows who created man and how things were created. So if education, religion is designing education, it will take into cognizance the natural procedure where the education embodies nature and the way nature is working. It means that in some way, we have to reinvent, but not reinvent. This is the calibration, if you like. Our education will take over the cyclical nature of life so that things will, whatever happens on earth, affects all the universe, everywhere in the universe. So it is important to pay attention, for us to pay attention to our collective thought. This is very esoteric, I understand. Because our thought, if you like, will regulate the magnetic shifts into our own acceptance. So then, education, religion shall be able to, design education that even fits religion so well, so that everybody can now worship their own way without any inhibition. Because then all the collective is also the multidimensional attribute of humanity. So education and science shall, sometimes in my work, I say that then science shall see God, or science shall meet God. That is how I jokingly say, but I know what I am talking about. So, if our education is so, designed, what do you think will happen with our commerce and industry? See, I have said during our tree sessions that if education is well structured, commerce and industry, these are the 3 faculties so far. If education is so designed, then guess what will happen? The student is at school building their own careers and their own businesses. That is what they are doing. That is the meaning of education. They are practicing what they are going to do, and then they are documenting the steps, which later can be grouped and analyzed, for revision and so forth and so forth. So you understand the expansive nature of the new shift, the new paradigm shift. If education is so structured, then all these professionals, they are at school, but they are also professionals because they are doing stuff. They work, so they feed commerce and industry. There are no gaps. Everybody knows where they are going. I am not saying this is going to take a flash. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to be in a flash. In fact, most of us will even leave before this takes place. But don't be broken-hearted. You are coming again. That touches on another thing that religion will talk about. You see, life, the flexibility of life is so multidimensional that when we encapsulate ourselves with our human genome and say that we are so limited, it sounds sometimes, excuse me to say, it sounds ridiculous. Very ridiculous. So now we have a situation where education is feeding commerce and industry according to our own designs and wishes and whims. Let me give you this hint. Very soon, we will bring the existential banking system. And I believe some banks will be ready to come along with us, where we bank intellectuality. You have an idea, you polish it, go and bank it with the bank. And the ideas shall be so collected and arranged to create businesses. That is what we do as quantum scientists. Bring your ideas into the bank. And then there will be people who will sift through the ideas and design businesses from it. So if you deposited according to your contribution and the business is built, guess what position you will hold in that organization? All these are coming. People, all these are coming. It will take you and I and the council and everybody. This school, let me take opportunity to announce, is interplanetary in nature. In other words, intergalactic, because quantum science reaches the other galaxies. Quantum science clearly, easily reach other galaxies. So there will be a time that there will be no competition in commerce and industry. 1, 2, 3. So we have 4 more faculties. From here we go to health and well-being. health and well-being. The faculty for health and well-being. It is very simple. Our human structure, our corporeal body hinges primarily on the cellular structure. It is this structure that defines this body, feeds it, balances it energetically, and that's all the job. Our new health and well-being institution is going to be the one that marries quantum science, digital science to health practices. Yes, then they can even look into a patient's eye and reverse them. Don't forget, we are also a graduate school for reverse engineering. So the future doctor will look into their patient and then even mentally recalibrate them. It is not a big deal. It's a matter of quantum dynamics. Let me also ask you a question. Before your parents got married, where were you? Before your parents got married and then bore you, where were you? That route which you plied to where you are is what we call quantum field. That is where you came from. The time has come for all of us to listen to these kinds of conversations and then make decisions, because it is not a matter of belief. It is a matter of reality. It is a matter of reality. There is a quantum shift which has resulted in a new paradigm, a new way of doing things. So the old is going to slide gradually away while the new fills it. It shouldn't be, if we take our vehicles for alignment, is there war? No, they only realign it. That is what is happening. You see, there's a bit of confusion even in all these areas we are discussing. So it is time. Let us all come together and then shift according to the new trends. So health and well-being, the faculty will now look at the human being as the healthy human being, because all the parts are now agreeing and interlocking. All our energy centers shall be recognized and accepted and appreciated during our medical school. You know, the metaphysical side, if you like, the metaphysical side of health may begin to be incorporated into the mainstream medical education. So this faculty will handle this. Then we move on to, let me wipe. Let me wipe. Then we go to the faculty for food and nutrition. I'll come to genetic engineering. Genetic engineering. Yes, the faculty for food and nutrition, and then genetic engineering. Basically, food reflects nutrition at the quantum field. That's the simplest way I can put this. The physical food that we have as a concept reflects directly. It's not. Let me just put it right. When you put our variety of food into a capsule, it does not directly reflect its quantum design or its relative design. As above, so below. So there is a big gap. Why? Because the imbalance, let's say, if you consider existential equilibrium, you will see that balance plays a key in all efficiency desires or efficiency designs. So if our food does not balance with nutrition, certainly there will be a need for recalibration. And this is the work of the genetic engineer. He is able to, through his machines, manipulate, if you like, the particles that are in the, they know what I'm talking about. The genetic engineer knows what I'm talking about. They manipulate, if you like, and then they change information here and there. But sometimes, again, this is a 3D environment globally. It has always been until 2012. That is all that our system was saying or seeing. Yes, and it's okay. Yes, because the growth or the evolvement of humanity is cosmically, if you like, segmented. So if it was low then, there's always the propensity to be high. In the same way as if it is high, there's always the propensity to be low. So now we are moving up. So it is now for all of us to embrace this reality and then begin to start our consciousness engine by beginning to really thought forming. Begin to thought form. You think into a form, and then you understand it, by thought. Thought forming, so that we can begin to, produce thoughts that have form, like the jigsaw for children. And all these opportunities, all these potentials are now available. So institutions like ours shall dive into existence, and then this faculty will make sure that the new paradigm food has some balance, have some appreciable balance, if not perfect balance, at least have a healthy balance. Then from food and nutrition, we go on to our politics, the faculty for political, then socio-economic, policy calibration, of course, and recalibration. So far we have seen that if religion alone, let's take politics out, if religion alone is able to embrace the whole concept of religion, political manifestos and political strategies will also copy religion. So here, and then look at our current political structures, which we all know. Right struggling and right and left-winged political views. You see? Why don't we come together and then create a fresh motion? But that is where we are going. So we will look into what actually holds our political strategies and then our socio-economic policy strategies, and see if there are alignments, and then fix them at quantum, and then as we also roll it out. So in a way, we don't want to go to the government as at now. We are building the heat. By the time we go to government, then we have something to show. That is why we are doing all these things, to exert or push our determination. This is the school. And from here we are going soft through YouTube, and then we will soon form an alliance with a radio station in Accra. We don't know yet. We always speak potentials. And then so we will see when all things are appropriate, we will form this alliance so that we also stream our good news radio university. We don't intend to own a channel ourselves. We want to partner a radio station. We don't know yet, so we are just saying it. Then, if all these things take place, you see that society will begin to breathe. Lately, every nation in this world has their own peculiar challenge. Well, when is this going to end? Maybe the question shall be, when are we going to end it? Because we know it's a collective responsibility. But a new shift allows for enlarged collectivity. So now we can even form one country, but we know it is not as a flash possible. But there is the opportunity now. So let us begin to relate well. Let us begin to form alliances of peace, alliances of research, alliances of questioning, alliances of understanding, so that we can push the energy forward. So that our what is the word? Our children and our children's children, there's a word for it that I have missed, will not blame us. Because we also look back, and our forefathers had the strongest energy, and yet again, because of the vibration at that time, they could not use all the energy. Now that there is the opportunity, because there's an energy increase, we have to be able to use what they could not use. This is the new energy. Expansion. The same atom of the universe expanding, including even planet Earth. So when we look at our politics and our socio-economic policy structuring, perhaps, and maybe finally, we can go to the faculty of tradition, chieftaincy, and law reform. Yes. But this school is also a proposed Pan-African research university. And that is why chieftaincy features most in it. It's an African research hub. Our tradition must fit quantum designs, period. Because they are all concepts. Tradition is a concept. And so we know what is good. All of us know what is order, except we have been overlooking it. So our traditions are beautiful. Our ancestors left them so strong, so beautiful. But now we have to, because of the new energy, we have to realign the design so that tradition will become tradition based on the behavior of the scientific electromagnetism. You see, that is why we are quantum scientists. We know what the scientists know. So they gave birth to us. So we are just, it's like a new kid, if you like, jokingly again. It's an alternative, and we live in a world of free choice. Beautiful. So when after this video, we shall be very glad to treat one big subject, in fact, and this is duality. Duality. This world's best friend, duality. It is responsible for where we are, everything we have done. Everything humanity has done, duality is the central pivot. That is the greatest law of cause and effect, which Einstein saw as the law of relativity. It is these globes. Now that we have understood what duality really means, it means it is the beginning of the healing, or a healing for this planet. Because duality has been our greatest enemy and at the same time our greatest friend, because of here and there. Thank you very, very much. We shall come your way again very soon, since now we have discussed, or at least outlined, all our faculties. We shall come with the duality, and then we shall be preparing our affiliation with you, if all things are appropriate. We do not rush. We cannot impose ourselves on anybody. But we are only washing your feet humbly, that please listen to what we are saying. Let me just joke before I leave. If you are a Christian, where was Jesus born? And at that time, who would even see or recognize that a Savior has been born? So when new things come, which may be very, very off our purview, let's jump out of the box and consider it. And consider it just for a while, to test our ability to decide. You see, to now at least jump out of the box. So any information that is coming your way that is new, which is very annoying and perhaps irritating, please, just jump out of your reality and consider it a bit before you come. It will strengthen your ability to use free choice. We'll come your way again very soon. Thank you very, very much.